Welcome back to the research world. Today's video we will be discussing common mistakes in making the research proposal. So let's begin. The first mistake that most of the beginners make in making a research proposal is lack of the novelty. So what is basically a novelty? Novelty in simple words mean originality. Novelty is a state of being unique in your research. For example, new methodology or new design that could lead to new knowledge or add something to the existing knowledge. That is the novelty. So think carefully of what might have been missed by others and how your research can fill the gap. Simply, this is all about the research gap, that whenever you are going to make a research proposal, so you should first find a suitable and a genuine research gap. That is the element of novelty. For example, presently there is a lack of research on the long-term effects of the COVID-19 vaccine because it will take a number of years to determine what are the long-term effects of the COVID-19 vaccine on the human beings. So this could be a possible research gap for the researchers. Or we can say in another example that the impact of the television on the lives of the pre-internet era on the lives of the children. That could be a research gap and can be carried out by the researchers. So the first element is the lack of the novelty. This must be addressed. The point number second, that most of the researchers make a mistake, that is choosing a topic that is too large. A broader topic is being selected. So it is important that your topic is not too broad, otherwise it will be very difficult to adequately address the topic in the space and the time allowed. That is, it will become more and more difficult for you to address the problem that you have identified in your research. So try to narrow down a research topic. For example, an example of a broader research topic could be an implied turnover. Now, this term implied turnover means a lot of things. It could be implied turnover in what? It can be in industry, it can be in education sector, it can be in the textile industry, etc. Or factors affecting the turnover. This could also be a research question. Or there can be some research topic regarding the relationship of the turnover. So this is a broader topic and there are multiple dimensions of this particular term. Now you have to narrow down this general or the broader topic into a simpler one. For example, taking this example, give specific description of the topic area. For example, turnover in the banking industry. So you have specified a sector or industry. Next, mention an aspect of the specific topic. For example, factors that affect turnover among the registered bankers. Next, note down the extra specifics about the topic, that is workplace stress and the turnover among the registered bankers. And finally, the topic can be workplace stress has a significant impact on the turnover among the registered bankers. Now you have narrowed down the broader research topic, the implied turnover, into a specific topic or a statement, that is workplace stress has a significant impact on the turnover among registered bankers. That is your final topic. So you should choose the narrow topics for your research proposals. The point number third, that is the access to data. Before choosing the research topic, it is important to consider the following checklist. Is the required data available? that is the data you are going to collect in the future for making the results for the analysis of the data to get the required results. Is that available? The first thing. And the second, data access. Do you have the access to that particular data? For example, if you need data that is personal or confidential or contain copyrighted material, so you have both legal and the ethical obligation to fulfill. That is, there is a data, but you do not have the direct access to the data. You will need some legal and ethical obligation or the permission to collect the data. So before going to select a particular research topic, you first need to take into consideration about the data collection. For example, a researcher need to examine the pre and post effects of a dam on the people. However, it will take 20 years to build the dam. After that, researcher can compare the pre and post effects. Now you can see the researcher will have to wait for 20 years, because after the completion he will take the data and will compare the data with before the building of the dam. So try to avoid such topics. Or you can see the sensitive personal data or the salary information or the bank details or research data with a significant commercial value or the obligations. So such sensitive data may not be easily available to you. So before going to select a topic in the research proposal, you should look into these factors for the data availability. The next mistake that the most beginners make in writing a research proposal is research objectives and the research questions do not align. What does it mean? This simply shows your research objectives must always be supported by your research questions. That what are the objectives of your research and how you are going to support your objectives through the research question. For example, this is a particular objective of a researcher to examine the needs of the Libyan Islamic banks. So in order to achieve or get this objective, his research question is, what are the needs of the Libyan banking sector? So this research question is aligned with the research objective. Take another example. To assess the level of the safety perception of the customers in the Libyan banks, the research question is, what is the level of the bankers' safety perception towards Libyan bank? So now you can see that in the objective portion, the perception of the customers, while in the research question, the bankers' safety perception. So these research objective is not being supported by the research question, so this is not aligned. So whenever you are writing a research proposal, your research objectives must be supported by the research questions or the hypothesis. The next question or the next mistake, that is avoid outdated or the old references. So referencing allows you to acknowledge the contribution of the other writers and researchers in your work, that the work that has been previously done. But in referencing, you should provide the updated references that shows the researcher is well aware of the current trends in a specific topic. Your more outdated or the decades old references might not be suitable for you to include in your research proposal. The next mistake that is commonly made by the beginners is the unclear research methodology. So this is the most crucial part of the research proposal. Selection or the rejection is totally based on your methodology section. In this particular research methodology section, you need to justify your each and every step. That is, which research design have you selected, either qualitative or quantitative or mixed approach, and you should provide the justification that why you have selected a particular approach. Similarly, what will be your analysis method, what will be the data collection method, either you are going to collect the primary data or the secondary data, and in the same way the sample size. So you need to provide the information and the justification of your these elements in the research methodology section. And in order to write effective research methodology, you need to follow these 4 steps. That is, establish your overall methodological approach, define how you collected or generated the data, describe your methods of analysis, and justify uncommon methods and cite any resources that contributes to your choice of the methodology. So hopefully this video will help you in making a good research proposal by avoiding these mistakes which I have discussed in this particular video. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share this with your friends. Stay tuned for the upcoming video.